So it's Sunday 30th August 2020, running just outside of Winchester, area called Oliver's Battery, which was where in the English Civil War Oliver Cromwell obviously had one of his batteries on the crest, one of the crests of these hills, out with Mark and Kenny. We can probably do about a 11k loop down to Silkstead, a little bit of the Monarch's Way, and then back up Hurdle Way and back into Winchester. Lovely morning, cool, northerly winds, so it's cooled it all down. It's about 12 degrees Celsius, but you can see absolutely glorious weather. We go almost onto the up to the butterfly farm, and then we crest that and then head down into Silkstead. Take my glasses off because after tripping recently several times I'm a bit more wary of looking out for routes and so on. So here we are on Shepherd's Lane coming away from Silkstead. See how rough some of these trails are. It's good to have these trails, but this is obviously also catering for farm vehicles, so it's pretty rough, but on the verge here it's nice. And so we had a lot of rain, but I think because the spring and early summer was so dry, the ground's just still hard packed and the rain's just kind of run off. And Winchester's actually had flooding at the high street. I think it was on Wednesday, was it Thursday, turned into a river, so lots of shops there got soaked. Got to at least two friends' houses where basically the water's all seeped in, either through doors or up through the walls, and then drying carpets out at the moment. I think they were quick enough to get the furniture out of the way. So it's interesting year all round for all sorts of things this year, weather wise and with the pandemic. So Deb and I were flying back to the Netherlands on Tuesday. We don't have to quarantine in the Netherlands now like we did a month or so ago, but when we come back here at the moment we do have to quarantine. So I think I've mentioned in the previous video, I'm going to see whether that gets lifted. The Dutch figures have just started to go back down again, and they're on about the 20 per 100,000 threshold, which the British government uses as the point at which they impose quarantine. So if they nudge below that, they'll do what they did with Portugal and drop the quarantine requirement, and then I can do things like the Clarendon trail race. So we'll keep fingers crossed. But yeah, lovely morning this morning. We go turning towards Compton, but we'll head up to Hurdle Way in a moment. So here we are at Compton Green. See the local kids cricket is underway. There, nice to see. It's Joe and Kenny who've just been chatting about the flooding. There's a couple of friends I know, and Joe's mum and Kenny's mother-in-law. It came up over the sill of her door and in. Kenny says as soon as the rain stopped, of course all the rain just went back into the drains, but it's when the drains get overwhelmed and you're at the bottom of the slope, even if you're on a big hill, if you're in the way of that rush of water, then it all comes bubbling through your house. There we go. Very nice this morning. as I mentioned, cool for August, but perfect for taking an early Sunday morning run. So coming up Hurdle Way, coming out of Compton, there's the Compton Downs, and over there, the other side of the motorway is where the South Downs Way is that I've been running on before. Winchester tucked up here on the top of the hill. Can't really see, you can see bits of it now. So we're circling round, done 8.5 kilometres now. So it's going to be 12 or 13, depending on which way we come back through Oliver's Battery and Badger Farm, or whether we go down the downs for a bit of a sprint. There's nice grass downs on part of the Clarendon Way on the east side of Oliver's Battery. So it's still very pleasant, a bit windy, north wind coming in, but that has blown all the clouds away. So there's Mark and Kenny just ahead. So we're diverting around Oliver's Battery onto a bit of the Clarendon Way here. A bit more scenic than running through the village. And just going to run down, as I mentioned before, on the east side of Badger Farm and then cut back in. So you can see the downs over there through the cherry trees, with the wonderful M3 motorway cutting right the way through the middle. But actually what's nice is you don't actually see the motorway for the worst part of it. So here we go, last little stretch. So it's been a good run out today, probably be my last run, or it will be my last run before I head back to the Netherlands. So it's a nice kind of salon, but hopefully only for a few weeks, to Hampshire. So here we go up this little rise, and over footbridge over the Oliver's Battery Road that comes in from the motorway, and there's Sainsbury's. All right. So it's good they've been able to at least preserve this route so you can keep off the road and everything. So back on the trail now, back on Clarendon Way, and then we've got the downs in a minute, and the nice open downs kind of see down there, down towards Winchester. Nice grassy downs. After all the hard trails, this is really nice to run along. Soft grass. Just going to go for a run, then we'll just nip back into Oliver's Battery. Here we are, all finished after a little sprint down the downs. So that's what we on 11 and a bit K. You're probably on 13 or something, Mark.
12.36.
Oh, there we go. So between 11 and 12. Anyway, so very nice run out on Sunday morning.
Beautiful.
The end of August.
Beautiful day.
Cool.